me. Hopefully not. Oh, there we go.
All right. I believe we're live, brothers.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Tom. Brothers, you get to see a casual glance into the offices of your executive director and your senior director of programs and engagement.
I am in my dining room with a TV with the Bears game on right there. So, yeah, this is very casual, but not my office.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I got my football fix yesterday with the Yellow Jackets going 8-0, so that was exciting.
Yeah.
Doesn't follow the sport.
You beat Syracuse. That's and I don't know if karma's a thing, but I wonder if the fact that more Gamma Taws are given to the Days of Giving may have karmically influenced the outcome of that game. I can't. We don't know. That's how I put it. We don't know, but it may have.
Best to be sure, brothers, and just go ahead and kick in a little something. Let's keep the streak going because we've got the theoretically University of Georgia coming up. And anyway, so enough of that. Let's talk about a different challenge, Tom. We are working on the Sayus 2025 Days of Giving. Always a fun time, always a little bit more of a marathon than a sprint. But we are having some fun. Here at the top of our little chat, I wanted to go through and talk about what the standings are now and see if maybe we get them moved by the end. We've got the Gamma Tau in first, followed by the Eta and Delta Omicron, with the Omega, Omicron, and Psi all tied in the double digits at number 4 with 10 donors apiece. Followed by the Gamma, and I've seen some calls going around from their captains this morning. Then the Pi, Phi, and Pi, Phi, and Tau. So, excellent chapters all. I've had the pleasure of visiting a lot of those chapters. Tom, I think you visited all of them, all of them by now.
Yes. Well, I get to go to every campus, so definitely. But it's great to see some of the newish faces up there. The Delta Omicron doing so well. I know their captain Candace Hudak's probably the one leading that. We know Madison Turquette, their alumni president, is also working in the background as well. They took a top finish 2-3 years ago, if I remember right. So I'm not surprised to see this, but it's good. It's good. And yeah, my Omicron brothers, I'm happy we're towards the top, but quite frankly, we can do better. And a little tip I would give people who are trying to convince people to give. What I'm going to be doing while I'm watching football this morning is I found a bunch of old photos from college, and I'll be sending them out via text message, and hopefully, make a little gift, and they won't go on my Facebook feed. Is the way I'll put it. But, a little bit of coercion can go a long way sometimes.
I kind of went the opposite way. I went down to the chapter house yesterday. The Gamma Tau just have added a new deck, reclaiming the one that we lost to the university in 2018. And so I took a bunch of pictures of folks down there and just sort of shared around pictures from around the house. Hey, if you knew this paddle was still going to be hanging here, would you put a little more effort in? Or, here, some of the composite pictures and that kind of thing.
And we're learning the different approaches, and maybe that's one of us works for the foundation and one of us works for the fraternity. Where I'm using coercion. Oh wow, that sounds terrible. Where someone's being a little bit more positive.
Well, I don't know about you, Brother Fox, but I don't need them trucking out the pictures of my ponytail for my Facebook feed. So, mutually assured destruction. Maybe.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yes, my. That's a good thing is I wasn't in many of the photos. That's my saving grace.
Yeah, the people that always take the photos manage to avoid them. So we've had some cool things that I wanted to share. One of the things Tom kind of alluded to that's really cool with the Days of Giving is it's really common for people to make honor gifts and memorial gifts and to put in, in jokes they remember. So I'm just going to read some of them because I've really enjoyed every year. I really enjoy getting to see these, and some of the times following up with people to hear the stories that they that go with them. Sometimes I wish that I did not. But let's see. Some of we had one from Jay Riemenschneider, Beta Alpha, in honor of Mitch Wilson. And we had, let's see. Sorry, I got to filter by this. This is all live. This is what Tom and I are often just like. Sorry. But let's see. Has dedication? Yes. And I'm having to scroll because we've had more than 130 gifts so far, which is awesome. I mean, we've got a ways to go to get to 350, but I am feeling pretty good. We're going to end up there. Basically, everything on Days of Giving picks up starting about this afternoon and rolling through the end of tomorrow night when by 3 a.m. it'll get a little bit crazy. So let's see. We've got a gift from Kevin Brophy, Phi U of Michigan, in memory of Greg Rowland. Greg, a lot of you will know we have a scholarship endowed in Brother Rowland's name. So I think there have been north of 20 brothers who have been able to help complete their college education because of generous donations to that scholarship. We have Stephen Eubank, Phi Beta, William and Mary. And Tom, if you know any of these brothers, feel free to jump in and color commentary in memory of Andrew Keynes. I did not have the pleasure of meeting Brother Keynes. We've had one from the Phi Delta from Jim Platner. Jim is a good friend of mine in memory of Joe Jorup. This one hits really hard. Philip Wharton is Gamma Tau, a little younger than I am, in memory of Mike Simpson. Mike Simpson is the brother of Matt Simpson, and Mike passed very recently. That's really meaningful, Dodger. Thanks. Joan Brewster of the Gamma, if I recall. Yep. Joan, in honor of Henry Poor. So there's
Gamma 39.
There is a titan of Psi-U. I think there are 2 graduate scholarships and an undergraduate scholarship in the name of Brother Poor right now. Many are the stories. You travel if you travel for Psi-U, you meet brothers that speak with almost awe and reverence of Brother Poor, even if it was him correct. It was running through my mind at the chat in West Lafayette last week because I gently reminded a brother to wear their pin on their lowest layer of clothing, and apparently that and the cut of your tie was a Henry Poor mainstay.
Absolutely. I almost never saw him not wearing a 3-piece suit, but Henry was something else. And, I would, just a quick memorial to him or thinking about him. The way I also remember Henry is he had that affluence. He had that name. We all knew who Henry was. But when he would get to know you and he would remember you. And he had a warmness there too. Like the way I would put it with Henry, whenever he'd ask, "Hey, how are you doing, Tom?" I could tell he meant it and not just a start of a conversation, not something he just said. Henry was truly something special.
I feel that way about you, honestly. So some of the work with the History and Archives Committee, when we go to Indianapolis every year, one of the things that I've discovered that I thought was really interesting is in a lot of ways, Henry started or contributed to the modern SIU and the field director position in that he and two other executive council members made it a point in, I think it was 70, 71, and 72 to, between the three of them, visit every chapter.
Yep.
And I don't know that that was a thing in that way before those brothers took that upon themselves.
The executive council always visited chapters, but would do it themselves. And Henry was the first, and we had a staff that would, because Henry was not the first executive director, but
right.
When he had offices in Paoli, Pennsylvania, anyone from the 80s will always remember the address, 2 Station Square, Paoli, Pennsylvania. But Henry was the first person to hire consultants. And you're right, kind of modernized Psi Upsilon. The staff before that, the executive directors before, there was more work than nothing. I'm not saying they weren't doing anything, but they were the first ones to create a support system for the chapter. Of course, I'm always proud. The first executive director of SIU is Doc Morden on Omicron. So I always get a kick out of that. But no, things changed a bit when Henry took over, and like you said, modernized and kind of took the next steps with the national fraternity.
Very, very cool. So, always good. That is a we perennially see gifts in Brother Poor's honor and memories, and just comes up in stories all the time. So it's good to see that continue in that way. We've got in honor of Dave Brogan, Epsilon Nu from and that's from Bob Dorigo Jones.
Dave Brogan was just you talk about one of those alums, and I don't know what his official title was on the Hesperian Building Association, the Alumni Association of the Epsilon Nu, but he was the guy, especially taking care of the house. He could walk from his house to the Epsilon Nu chapter house, and he did a lot. But I think there's many people would agree with me when I say this. If Dave wouldn't have done so much, who knows if the Epsilon Nu would be there today. And I'm going to embarrass him for a second. It's not lost to Bob Dorigo Jones is saying thank you in honor of Dave Brogan, because quite frankly, Bob's the new Dave. Bob's keeping that beacon light shining bright up in East Lansing and continuing the great work that Dave did.
And I have to say, actually, as a former house manager and a longtime member of the Psi Upsilon Society of Georgia Housing Corporation, I have to say I am in awe of these brothers, like with the historic houses like the Epsilon Nu and the Omega and the Pi and so many of the beautiful SIU houses, but the men that still swing the hammers and the brothers that get up on the ladders to fix and repaint. Just, I know what the work is, and it's to see it done well, like the stained glass restoration at the Pi, or the raising the floor, or the stuff Bob's done where he's bringing in stonemasons and replacing carvings. And who was it that helped with the stairwell spindles was that the Omega that somebody went and returned?
Oh, well, Chuck Warner did a lot of work. I think he hired that out, but yeah, there was a lot of work before our 2019 convention in Chicago. And quite frankly, the Omega at that time did a very large capital campaign. If there's any undergraduates watching this not at the University of Chicago, you're about to get very jealous, because the Omega, I believe, is the only traditional chapter house we have that has central air, thanks to the last capital campaign. And the wonderful thing is you wouldn't know it, because they did it in the right way, where you can't see you put ductwork into a chapter house that old, you can do it, but it can be really ugly. Nope, the Omega stepped up and made sure it was not that way. So
Yeah.
it's really something else.
Yeah, that's something. I was talking about that at the FI. That, if you're like, well, I donated all this money for a fire suppression system and I can't see it. Where is it? Yeah, that's the that's the point, brothers. Sometimes you pay to not have to see the problem. But yeah, I mean, just many more. I'll save some of them for a future broadcast. And also, I promised Tom I wasn't going to take him away for too terribly long. We just answer questions and, thank some people. I do. I see one from the Ada in memory of Curtis Retke. And that'll take us to the bottom of that page. But just a lovely thing to do, brothers. If you're going to kick in, make a donation, take a little extra time and tell a story. Put in a quote, put in a in memory or in honor of. Sometime later, I'll read, some of the some of the things people leave, like boiler up, hammer down. What's the good word? Building a fighting force of extraordinary magnitude. All of these things that I assume are hilarious and meaningful. I mean, actually, I know the stories behind those. That's why I was able to call them to memory, but I can't always. Keep it PG, but by all means, make it meaningful. Some of the things we're doing with social posts today are highlighting some of our programs, like the scholarship program, the graduate scholarship program, the social impact fellowship. I've got a really nice video from Jack Patterson, graduate scholarship recipient. He received the Dr. Tony Krimmer graduate scholarship this year, and last year the Lou Finkelstein scholarship.
Oh, great.
And Jack's going to be a doctor and talks a little bit about that. And one of the things that is so great with highlighting these brothers and their achievements is that is an opportunity. It's an invitation to all of you in TV land to build your relationship. Like if you're a physician, here's a young brother starting med school. I think he's a year in, maybe two. Reach out. When we post the profiles of social impact fellows, like take a look at their work. Tom, which brother, if you recall, lives in Nashville, social impact received social impact fellowship and started the first Spanish language Boy Scout troop in Nashville. It's either Will or
is it Bradford Holiday?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. And I can speak to, I mean, these are two young Lambda Sigma brothers who are both social impact fellows. They've created a nonprofit called the United States of Adventure, and it's tremendous. And with the goal of getting us from the United States to travel more outside of the country. So they've put together, well, right now it's just one trip, but they're looking to expand it and make it affordable. I mean, I believe even free to people who get their grants to travel from the United States to Spain. I don't want to spoil any of their plans. I know they're looking for other places in the world, but I mean, it's tremendous. And we luckily had a couple of our undergraduates be able to participate in that program this summer. And I've heard great things from them about the experience because it makes you not, besides having a great experience traveling internationally, it really pushes someone outside of their comfort zone. It allows them to grow as individuals and just see what other parts of the world are like. So it's really, really a tremendous program.
Actually, that reminds me and keys up something that I just can't be me as director of engagement and let stand in that. We have a virtual speaker series coming up in 2 weeks with Will and Bradford. and also 2 or 3 of the recipients of their grants who are from other chapters. I believe we've got both a Phi and an Epi Nu coming on with our Lambda Sigma brothers. So that will be next week. I think it's on the 4th. Let me check. We also in December 16th will be in Manhattan for the 6th Gilrain Economics Symposium. We will be at the Players down in Lower Manhattan and have brothers talking about what we expect the coming economic year to bring. We've got some great panelists. We've got some excellent presenters for the Fish Fund Venture Program. So that's coming up shortly. And then in the DC area in Alexandria, we will have, for the public, we will have a reception that will include all of the social impact fellows and also all of the archons. So if you're in the DC, Virginia area, make some time and come out on Friday night and meet some of these stellar young leaders. We just put out the impact report. Details about all of these can be found on sciu.org. I'm not going to do my normal trick of throwing things in the chat because we're one-way live streaming.
Yep.
But all of those programs are all supported by you. They're all funded by brothers. They're all things that brothers have stepped forward and said that they want to see happen and help to develop. And they really do help create more opportunities for engagement for SciUs through our lives. We are trying to continue to build relevancy. Like all of our formative experiences are so crucial with SciU, and we've all got those affinities to college and campus and the brothers that we went to school with and the alumni that came before and after. But the opportunity does always exist to build new SciU memories, to build them around your profession, around your, where you physically live, and around what you're interested in. We've got groups of SciU pilots, groups of SciU golfers. I myself am a big fan of tiki bars, and I've run into SciUs all over the country. There are even more levels, and all of your participation, all of your volunteer hours, all of your dollars help support us and help us in terms of support you. Tom?
Yeah, just to add to what you're saying, Jonathan, you're 100% right. One of the things that we're working on in the fraternity is to make it easier for alumni to connect with one another and support. We're calling them alumni clubs, whether they're geographic by nature or, as you mentioned, by interest. But if there's some reason or some part of the country where you would like the ability to better connect with other SciU alums, please contact me. We will do our best to facilitate that, to get you contact information for alums in your region, or do our best to try to find alums with your shared interest or work in the same industry. We want to make that easier so brothers can connect with other brothers.
I would also say don't be shy. Networking is active. Studies prove that fraternity members are better at networking than a whole bunch of people. Don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, we had the Syracuse Orange down at Georgia Tech, and no one this time reached out to stop by the house and join us for tailgating, but they would have been welcome to. And I know that we had some Tau Epsilon 2 weeks ago that did stop by the house. And similarly, at DragonCon every year, there's a SciU meetup. If you know that you're going to a large event, like I know multiple SciUs in the Boston Marathon, and I don't think they've ever actually met one another. And you might not have guessed this, but I'm not a marathoner.
Oh, really?
I know. So the people that are going to be able to set those up are not me, because I'm not going to go, So consider those things, brothers. And if you want something really easy, really low effort, You can go to sciu.org/daysofgiving2025 and just throw in any amount, support your team, support your chapter, and make a gift today, because that's one of the easiest ways. As Tom says, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. Next best time is today.
And let me add into what you're saying. And well, there's different awards. One of the goals of doing something like this is to help have a little bit fun with our giving. So this is absolutely built around, if you never made a gift to Sayyid Islam before, if you haven't made a gift for a while, please give. And it doesn't have to be a large amount to make a difference. The volume of people that are making gifts through this will substantially impact Sayyid Islam. So please give any amount you're comfortable with. But if you see some of those large gifts come in and feel intimidated, don't at all. Every gift matters and counts towards this challenge and puts points on your team. So, and even that, correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan, isn't there an award for most new donors as well?
There is. And I can tell you that the average donation amount is hovering around $200. And for all of our extremely generous matchers that put up, $1,000, $1,833 or whatever, we've got lots of brothers just starting out with their giving $30. It's all good. I've got a couple of folks that have given since I last looked that I want to highlight right now. Okay. Including a real fun one, Brad Groff of the ADA, who himself just finished the same trip that United States of Adventure do. He just finished the what is it, Carmen Santiago? No,
yeah, I butcher the name, and that's why I was avoiding saying it.
But he's just finished that Spanish pilgrimage trail. We've also since then had gifts from Philip Wharton, Gamataw, Eric Pickering. I don't have his chapter pulled up here. I feel like I should do that before I read the rest of the names. Databases, graphic designers and databases, brother. I don't know. But we've got, I'm seeing one from, it keeps moving.
Ones I see, and maybe hit on some last night, but Doug Jackman, a wonderful board member of our foundation, gave generously. Probably was kind of late last night, that
was actually the Omega matched his thing, so we unlocked his match.
Gotcha.
So Doug Jackman is one of our generous matchers for the Omega, and the chapter crossed that, and so I entered it in last night, as we do.
John Robards made a gift. He's a Psi brother who is always supportive of both the chapter and Psi Upsilon. I saw my pledge brother was there, Mark Tulungan, Marky T, as we like to call him. He's actually stepped up. He's now the alumni president of the Omicron Alumni Association as of homecoming. But thank you, Mark. 2000s rule. You're 100% right.
Excellent.
Since my pledge grandson made a gift also yesterday, Steve Hendricks. Always thankful for Steve's help. Haven't seen him in years. As I thanked him, I pointed out he lives in San Diego, California. I don't get out there enough, but if he ever makes it to the San Diego of the Midwest, what I like to call Indianapolis, I hope to see him again soon.
Excellent. We had, since we started broadcasting, Tom, we had a donation from James Boyle of the Theta Theta.
Oh.
We had...
James, I will try not to be too upset at you, but I was a little bit heartbroken with University of Illinois. University of Washington beat them pretty handily yesterday. So I'm glad to see that Theta is given after you're probably feeling pretty good this morning. Congratulations on that win, Theta's.
We had a gift from Michael Rafferty, and I will make sure to get that to the proper team because it looks like occasionally people forget to choose their chapter, or the system makes it a little tricky. So I will go make sure and add that. I guess a statement of mea culpa. If that doesn't show up immediately, it's because I'm not at my desk immediately to fix it. But I will do that. And then we had a generous gift from brother James Cornacchia. Thank you, Jim.
Another one of those guys is just helping lead a chapter. Always appreciate the work Jim does.
Absolutely. So, brothers, thank you very much. Like I said, I don't want to take too much of Tom's game. I don't know when kickoff is, brother. Sorry.
Oh, we're in it. I think the last I checked, the Bears were up 3-0. I'm trying to be present and not looking too much, but side eye in the field every now and then.
Well, I will let you get back to the Bears.
I got a couple quick things before we go. I just wanted to highlight some chapter things going on.
Real quick, Mike Rafferty is from the Epsilon Iota, so thank you, RPI.
Oh, okay. Next month, I'll be back on the road supporting some of our restarts. We've got a group of students bringing us back to Christopher Newport University to find a new chapter. Earlier this week, I was able to connect with one of their founders, a former staff member, Matt Miller, and we're setting up a Zoom meeting with alums to kind of talk about next steps. And I hope to, during that visit, find some time to get up to Richmond and just get a little informal get together with those alums that are up that way. We've got some great events coming up that are being led by chapters. I know on November 7th, the Theta Founders Day up in Seattle. It's one of the largest gatherings of SIUs every year. They do a phenomenal job. And then later in the month and I need to remember to look this up a little bit better and book my tickets. On November 22nd, the Zeta Zeta chapter at the University of British Columbia is holding their Founders Day, which I've never been to before. And because just the way things are working out this year, I'm glad to say I will be going for the first time. So looking forward to seeing many, many brothers from the Zeta Zeta that I haven't seen for years, but looking forward to joining them on the 22nd. I'll also be making a trip sometime around then back to Hartford to help the Beta Betas, another chapter that we're restarting this year that's just been wildly successful. They had their homecoming 2 weekends ago. Great showing of alums there. We're up to 31 members, and it hasn't even been a full semester back. They're really doing well, but we need, with all these restarts, with all our chapters, if anyone would like to be involved, you don't have to be from that chapter, and we would be happy to connect you with them. Or if it's easier, when I'm out there, to make an introduction in person. But all right, that's some of the itinerary I have coming up that I wanted to be sure to hit.
Excellent. Well, not too bad for us, brother, to aim for a 15-minute and only go over by 20. That sounds about par for the course. All of these fine folks know you can't hand either of us a microphone and expect brevity.
Yep.
But I don't know. We'll be back again at 6 p.m. tomorrow with a live broadcast. So, put in those gifts, put in those memorials, put in those honor gifts. Share your pictures, share your stories. Maybe I'll try and throw together a little slideshow of some of the stuff people put up. You can take that as a threat or an exhortation, depending on your mindset.
People from my area, Illinois, that's a threat.
All right, brothers.
Great job so far, Jonathan. It's really exciting. And, I think I mentioned this before. We all know it really comes down to the last day, this afternoon. That is the thing, is there's there are some chapters that are in the top spots, but no one is pulled away. So this is really up in the air.
Yeah.
So any chapter, if you want to get some good karma, you can make a difference right now and definitely move up our leaderboard.
I will put it up there that I think in the last 5 years, the most gifts I've ever seen from one chapter is about 73. So if you want to guarantee you take the top slot, just start pulling for that. Please don't make them all $20 gifts. Just or at least
gifts of any amount. No. It's about giving, brother.
Well, yeah.
Mind how much a gift is as long as you give. That's
well, if the fees take up most of it, But regardless, the energy is the thing, brothers. I look forward to watching some wild fluctuations in the coming day and a half because there always are.
Yeah.
And I know some of you have chapter dinner in like 2 hours or later today. So, all right, there you go. Thanks.
All
Talk
right.
to you later.
Take care.